We welcome you to the second semi-final of the day at the 13th African Games here in Accra, Ghana. The East meeting the South again. Zimbabwe, the motherland, taking on Kenya in this second semi-final. Namibia is waiting for the winners of this particular encounter after they defeated Uganda. And here are the national anthems for both sides.
National anthem of Kenya.
Those are the anthems for the two sides. Zimbabwe taking on Kenya in the second semi-final game. Zimbabwe coming to the contest on the back of a 100% record so far in the tournament, and they were the winners of Group B. Kenya, second runners-up in Group A, will have to salvage some pride for the East if they are going to take down Zimbabwe. And earlier on, Innocent Daula was at the toss, and here's what happened.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Achimota Complex. This is match day number 4 and the second semi-final coming up under searing conditions. The two captains out here in the middle, Clive Madande of Zimbabwe will be the home team in the second semi-final, and Rakep Patel from Kenya. Of course, the tournament and match referee is Mr. Owen Chirombe, home team captain. Clive, you'll flick the coin. Rakep will call. Heads. Heads is the call. Answer tails. Clive, you win the toss.
We're going to have a bet first.
Clive, you've won the toss. What are you going to do and why?
We're going to have a bet first. I feel like if you just put on a pass score around 140, 150 plus, I think we definitely defend it. I feel like the past games, the betting in the afternoon have been a bit difficult. So, yeah.
All right, also tell us about the team composition. You guys have been flawless, 3-3 in the groups, and now you come up in the semi-final. I know you just watched what happened to Uganda, winning 3-3 in the groups and then losing the semi-final. What are your plans?
We just play the same brand of cricket we've been playing throughout. I mean, we're not going to change anything. We come with the high intent, and we got to be better today as well.
And then what's the team news like? Any changes from the team that beat up Nigeria yesterday?
Yeah, one change. Takutsu Nasichaitera is sitting out for Kuda Macheka, who's coming, Esima.
Good luck to you in your match.
Thank you.
You lost the toss. What would you have done if you had won the toss?
We're looking to bat first, but I think the pitch will play the same. They hold 40 overs, so just try to restrict them.
So now that Zimbabwe decided to bat first, who are these big guys you have in your squad that are going to do the bowling for you?
No, we just made one change. Jared goes out and Michelle comes in, extra spinner, and try and restrict them.
Well, good luck to you in your match and enjoy the semi-final. It's a big one.
Thank you.
The news coming out from the middle, Zimbabwe won the toss and they will have
And that's the news from the middle. Zimbabwe, the motherland, winning the toss and electing to bat first. And the two umpires out strolling out in the middle. NSC Habib from Nigeria and Adil Hassan from Tanzania. This should be an interesting clash as these two sides chase gold. The winner of this one will be meeting Namibia, who have already earned themselves a place in the final, in Saturday's final. They defeated Uganda by 24 runs in the first semi-final. Now it will be up to Kenya to try and salvage some pride for the East if they can be able to take down Zimbabwe. Look at the Zimbabwe team, unchanged team for them that will be playing today. They've been very good, been well led by their captain Clive Madande, but there have been contributions from players like Jonathan Kamba and Brian Bennett. Yesterday the top order of Rodney Mufudza and Marumani taking care of business against the Nigerians to give them that big 10-wicket victory. And for the Kenyan side, Rakep Patel leading from the front, but everything has been about one man. Collins Obuya at the top of that order has been the aggressor for them, back-to-back half centuries. Neil Mugabe, Sukhdeep Singh. They make one change today. The young Vishal Patel coming into the team for Gerald Mwenda, the medium pacer. My name is Dennis Musali. I won't be doing this alone, and I'm joined by a man from the motherland, Eli Tawanda.
Good afternoon, Dennis, and a good afternoon to everyone that's watching this broadcast, be it on Fan Code, Sports Eye, or any other sporting channel that might be broadcasting this second semi-final of the 13th African Games, the men's edition or the men's discipline of the sport of cricket. All to play for. Who wins this game will have a chance to fight for gold. And the one that's on the losing side will have another shot at a medal for the bronze medal against Uganda, who found their fate when they faced off with Namibia early on this afternoon. Opening the Zimbabwean batting will be Rodney Mufudza. First ball of the semi-final. And they get off the mark quickly. Now off the blocks. A quick call for a single from his partner, Tadiwanashe Marumani.
Yeah, I didn't know if Rodney knew so much about that because he was ball watching. By the time he looked down, Marumani was already close to him. Marumani very, very quick between the wickets. And these two very good aggressors. They are good aggressors in coming after the bowling, but they also run very well between the wickets.
Yes, they do. The pair of Rodney Mufudza and Tadiwanashe Marumani did well yesterday in that win against Nigeria, 10-wicket victory.
Yeah, the vice captain of the Kenyan side, Lucas Naderson, taking the ball from the field end. Marumani, I'm thinking is very confident coming into this one. He finally got some runs. He had been struggling, but yesterday got himself into the game. Small total, and they were able to knock it around with Rodney all the way up to the end, giving Zimbabwe 10-wicket win. That should give him some confidence.
Definitely does. In this tournament, Marumani has 53 runs, a strike rate of 98. But overall in his career, his strike rate is around 104 at the high score of 50. Looking to get off the blocks is Marumani. A good striker of the ball, the left-hander.
Lucas bowls a very heavy ball, and he's been bowling very well at the top of the order for the Kenyans. He's been giving him good stats. We saw the ball keeping low from that end of the field in the game between Namibia and Uganda. So if you can be able to bowl wicket to wicket, let the surface help you a little bit.
It's opening the face of the blade. And they're pushing for two. And they come back quickly.
Good work there from Marumani, using the pace of the ball, opens up his blade and picks up a double to get off the mark. Very busy around the crease, Marumani. Sometimes it is his undoing, but if he gets it together, he's a quality player.
looking to cut that one, but misses it totally. Lucas Ndanderson just getting a little bit of extra bounce that you saw Marumani trying to get onto his toes so he could get there, but that was too close to cut. It's off the pads. Signal as leg buys. It'll be key to see how Zimbabwe will look to structure their innings. This will be end of the first over. After 6 deliveries, Zimbabwe 4 for no loss.
Yeah, the lovely looking Achimota ground. Taking the ball from the zoo end for Kenya will be Emmanuel Bundi.
Kenya opening with pace from both ends of the field here. Clive Madande winning the toss and in no hesitation. He opted to bat first, looking to put runs on the board. And then they can be able to defend it. And they'll be looking to these two to lay the platform for his team to do that. It's going leg side.
You can see the sort of carry from that side. It's very good for the keeper. Sukhdeep Singh took it around chest high. From the other side, you can see there was still even rising on him. On this other side, the carry just not good for the keepers. JP Kotsa had a couple of balls just falling in front of him. I hope the Kenyans were watching what the Namibians did in that game.
Punch off the back foot quickly. Odiambo tries to clean up in the covers for Kenya.
Yeah, very, very good hustle between the wickets, between from Rodney and Marumani. What I like about the two of them is that they never allow to get bogged down. So even when you bowl good lines and length, they're at least trying to work the ball in the gaps to pick up ones and twos. That keeps the scoreboard ticking. When you alter your lengths, then they will pounce and they'll be onto you in a flash. You can see how they punch the ball with a lot of intent. It's not dead, but that intention shows the bowler that maybe I'm too cool, I'm too full, or I'm still very far away, and then there will be some doubt. But when you play with the dead bat, you give the bowler the confidence that they are hitting the right marks.
Yeah, that's the 22-year-old Rodney Mfudza, still fairly new in his T20 international career in Zimbabwean colours. Drives, but there's protection with short extra cover there.
44-year-old Collins Obuya in the line of fire. Can see at that age is still putting himself in high traffic areas. He's not trying to hide. Shows that he can still play at the highest level.
Just looking to work it onto the leg side, but just coming off his glove there, Rodney Mfudza. This pair, they like to get things going for Zimbabwe. They are always looking for opportunities to score. Even off the good deliveries, they look to work them around the field. But in this over, it's been a good one so far from Emmanuel. Only 2 runs conceded from it. He's got 1 more delivery to go. Up and over. It'll be the first maximum, which just seemed like a simple punch, but over. Mid-on goes all the way for 6.
A top quality shot there from Rodney. Very straight elbow. Hold that pose, son, because that goes all the way. Top quality shot there. He knows that the infield is still intact. Then he's able to go over the line as long as he lined up the ball very well. The rest was just a beauty.
That's it. Crafty and a neat way to end the over. That's 2 overs done. Zimbabwe 12 for no loss. They steal another single, but a fumble in the field. Allow them to come back for 2. And that positive back foot punch from Marumani. And then awkward bounce works in his favor.
Yeah, the full face of the bat from Marumani. Eli, I don't think it was even an awkward bounce. It's just that because you see the guys dashing in the middle, you're trying to rush yourself to also pick up the ball. That's where good running between the wickets creates opportunities. The ones can easily become 2s.
This time around, not able to pierce the field is Marumani. Confident pair they are. Lucas Ndanderson has done well also in this tournament. In the 3 matches that he's played, he has 8 wickets to his name. Some shots off the Zimbabwean dugout tent. Again, Marumani looking for width there, not able to make the desired connection.
The extra pace here is just beaten by the extra pace. There was a bit of width there on offer. I think he just got a little bit greedy on him. Just got greedy and missed out on it. Stephen Mangongo, technical consultant for the team, close to their team head coach Elton Chigumbura.
It's punched into the covers. That is well packed with red shirts, red and green shirts in there. Again, on the money from Lucas and Anderson. His 2 sides, they did well in the group stages. Zimbabwe winning 3 on the trot to get here. Meanwhile, Kenya is losing 1 game. And so they ended up in 2nd position of Group A, where Uganda finished tops. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe finishing top of Group B, 3 out of 3. Another good over from Lucas and Anderson, only 2 off it. It'll be end of the 3rd over. Zimbabwe 14 for no loss.
Yeah, Peter Koech on the bench for the Kenyan team. It's a Kenyan dugout. Lame Konyango, a legend of their game, who's the head coach of the team. No worried faces for now because Zimbabwe is only 14 for no loss. Rodney Mofutsa going to continue the hustle for Zimbabwe, and Emmanuel Bundi will be batting for Kenya. In a full face of the bat from Rodney Mofutsa. I think the last shot he hit of Emmanuel Bundi made some changes in the field. They put someone at long on to try and catch, so they bring in the fine leg.
Yeah.
But the way he lines up the ball, I'm sure he will just go the other side.
There's some shots that you can't be able to place fielders for. Played straight, but this just be one.
And I think that's a problem. When you do that, and then you allow him that easy single, you're not doing so badly in this power play. Maybe just try and keep the fielders up for some time, and then you can make the change a bit later. But I think Kenya are not taking any chances.
Some reactive field placement.
Always have to be proactive. Don't wait for things to happen. Make things happen.
Exactly. Sometimes just stick with the field you have, challenge him to go again, and you never know. With an offer, Marumani feel like he missed out on that opportunity to cut loose. He's been looking for width to cut on a number of occasions.
Yeah, we're right seated just above the Chevron's dugout. Instructions are coming through, and Eli, I want to make sure you fill me in on what they are trying to pass on to the batters.
Just telling them that you're in there, you're doing okay, you're doing fine. Don't fret. Up and over. This time it's Marumani who goes all the way. Better be one bounce and four.
Marumani pouncing on that full delivery. The key about that shot is just trying to make sure you're hitting it over the bowler's head. You're trying to hit that TV, like we'd like to call it back home, and one bounce into the rope. Top quality shot again from Marumani.
Well, seems the pair of Rodney and Marumani have taken a liking to Emmanuel Bundi. He's been sent to the boundary twice.
They say when you're batting, you bat in partnerships. Same thing with the bowling. I think Lucas has been tidy from one end.
Cuts away, but not able to pierce through the covers. Good piece of fielding there.
Yeah, good backing up there from Lucas, because the throw was vicious from Collins Obuya. So Lucas has been tidy from one end, but it is Emmanuel Bundi who has licked the runs. So maybe Rodney and Marumani have made up their minds that we'll try and put some pressure on Bundi's bowling and get as many as possible inside the power play.
Bowled. Misses a full toss totally, Marumani. And it rocks his wickets. Zimbabwe lose their first.
Yeah, timber it is. Marumani completely missing, deceived by the slower ball out of the back of the hand from Emmanuel Bundi. Was there for the hitting, but somehow it deceives him completely, and Zimbabwe lose their first wicket. 19 for 1. Jonathan Campbell will be joining Rodney Mofutsa out in the middle for Zimbabwe.
Marumani departs for 9 of 17. It struck only 1-4. Kenya opened their wickets account with picking up a very big wicket, the wicket of Tadeuanashe Marumani. He totally missed that one, deceived by the slow ball off the back of the hand, crushed into his leg stump, and it tipped onto him, leaving him in a pile, you would say.
Should have just stayed low because it was dipping into him. Just leaning into that shot, he could have creamed it through the covers. But I think once he saw the full toss, his eyes just lit up. Grid will kill you. Francis Mutua, the bowling change for the Kenyans from the field end, replacing Lucas Nanderson.
It's punched through the mid-wicket area. There'll be work to do for deep square leg there. But good running between the pair of Jonathan Campbell and Rodney Fuza. They're able to complete 3. Pushing hard.
Yeah, a lot of work to do for Lucas at the boundary, but he's able to keep it in. A simple back foot punch there from Rodney, but there was too much work to do for Lucas. Must say that he saved just the 1 run. Jonathan Campbell takes first strike.
Jonathan Campbell has played 4 matches. Strike rate of 121 in this tournament. And he gets off with the half tracker, pulls it away for 4. A gift. That was just a simple gift.
Yeah, half tracker there from Francis Mutua. Doesn't have the pace to trouble Jonathan Campbell, who is on to that in a flash. Clobbers it past the fielder at mid-on for another boundary. Opens his account with a boundary. Jonathan Campbell, his first shot looked like he's just run out of the nets and onto the crease.
Well, what I'll tell you is that the Zimbabwean batters, anything that you bowl that is within their arc, they will punish you. Looking to drive this one. Not able to pierce that point region.
Better come back there from Mutua. Reaching for it, Jonathan Campbell. But I think it's still a little bit too full.
Campbell is the highest of 39 in this tournament of the African Games. And works it down to third man for a single.
It's outfield, not very, very easy to field, so you just need to make sure that the whole of your body is behind the ball. At least it deviates and goes through for a boundary.
Umpires who were in action earlier today in the first semi-final, Aino Chabi and Percival Cesara. Slow delivery, but that's well wide. Extra into the Zimbabwe column there. They'll take the runs.
Francis Mutua, one for the future for Kenyan cricket as well. Very good height. I think he's still learning the trade, but as long as he continues to play at this level, should be a good servant for Kenyan cricket. Need to be very careful. Rodney plays on the up. The bounce has not been very good, especially from that end. So same thing with Marumani. He's trying to play on the up and then he missed a full toss. The Kenyan dugout. Joseph Angara, assistant coach for the team.
Cut and goes through the fielder, right through his legs, and gives Jonathan Campbell his second boundary.
Yeah, Neil Mugabe, the guilty party. That there should have been no run there, but cut it so well, Jonathan Campbell, and then completely goes through the wrong barrier. You said the wrong barrier, not the long one. for Kenya. After 5 overs, Zimbabwe are 33 for 1.
That's Njabulo Ngube, Zimbabwe bowling coach. Pups
Looks like a Zulu King, Eli.
Oh, is Ndebele King, I would say.
Ndebele King.
Njabulo
Is that the
Ngube.
sun hat for the Ndebele King?
It's more of a crowning memento, you would say. Headgear that is worn by men.
Bowling change for the Kenyans. Shem Ngoche comes into the attack from the Zoo end. A lot of spin was bowled from that side by the Namibians. So if he's able to let rip, he should be able to get some turn. Immediately they put in a slip. Collins Obuya standing in slip.
It's hit straight down to long off. It's in a gap. They'll pick up too easily.
Up-ish there from Rodney, but a good offer. There was work to do for Lucas Hua to come around and pick up the ball.
Rodney Fuzo always looks as if he's about to strike it away or rather launch it, and the way that he has his back lift.
Yeah, the Nigerian head coach, Kenyan legend Steve Tikolo, walks past that one. Rodney Mufudza, and Shem Ngoche comes up with the wicket. Sukhdeep Singh does the rest with the stamping behind. Zimbabwe lose their second wicket.
Well, Rodney Mufudza looked to be in a rush there, and on this moment and occasion came down the track and missed it totally. It was straight, was playing down the wrong line and got stumped. Zimbabwe lose their second. That is 35 for 2.
You know, Eli, I was just waiting for that moment. I was going to say, with the way Rodney was prodding at the ball, that if Shem is just to get some grip out of the wicket, he could be in trouble by just falling over and then getting himself stumped. But in the end, he came down the track. There wasn't enough flight in that. Just beat his outside edge. And Zimbabwe picked up their second. A couple of fans here out to support the Zimbabweans, the Chevrons. The Chevrons picked gold in the women's edition, and they should be looking for another gold medal in the men's version as well. Brian Bennett, the new batter for Zimbabwe.
Brian Bennett joins Jonathan Campbell at the crease. And Brian Bennett comes with a strike rate of 151 in the tournament. Muffled shouts of LBW. I think just pitching outside leg stump there.
Yeah, final over of the power play. Very well done there by the captain, Rakeb Patel. A good over from Shem Ngoche. Picked up a wicket and gave away just 2 runs. And at the end of the power play, Zimbabwe 35 for 2. Yeah, some of the highlights in the power play. You can look at them as a top quality shot from Rodney Mufudza to get a 6. And then the wickets, Emmanuel Bundi breaking that opening stand. Jonathan Campbell came into the attack and started off with some deliveries, but to end that power play, Rodney Mufudza walking past one from Shem Ngoche. Might say the trump card for the Kenyan team. The young Anav Patel comes into the attack from the field end.
Yeah, Anav Patel picked up a 5 in his last game. 5 for only 15 runs that he conceded in his 4 overs. Starts off with a full delivery. It's just worked away for a single there.
And true to his character, he's not afraid to give it some air. It's to try and drag the batters out of the crease. Like we keep mentioning, I hope guys have been doing their homework, especially the batters. That Anav bowls a very good googly. If you don't pick it up, you could be in trouble. Already has 8 wickets in the tournament. Yeah, you can see from his reaction, the young Anav Patel. Ooh, nearly rocked into his leg stump. I think the trick against Anav is to just make sure that if there's any flight on offer, use your feet and get to the pitch of the ball. Every time you go back in your crease, you could be in trouble.
Looking to heave that one, but only able to play it down to deep mid-wicket for a single. Jonathan Campbell.
Rakesh Patel has also used him very well. Always made sure that he bowls when there's enough protection for him, because if he's going to fly the ball, guys are going to try and come after him. So good captaincy from Rakesh Patel.
Again, punched off the back foot. Odiambo will clean up just to keep it to 1. Tingam Sekiwa, as well as Trevor Gwandu in the picture, and the team medic. Big stride by Brian Bennett.
You can see Jonathan Campbell had already committed to the front foot. I think just not sure of what's coming, but you're safer in front than behind.
Reverse sweeps that one and makes the connection. Got to him a little bit late. Efforts by the fielder to save the boundary, and does so. This keeps it to 3.
A lot of commitment in that chase from Neil Mugabe, and he's able to keep it in. And again, Jonathan Campbell had already gone on the front foot, but when he realized there's an opportunity for good stuff there from Neil Mugabe to keep it in. 43 for 2 after 7 overs.
It'll be interesting to see how this pair for Zimbabwe tries to construct a partnership now that the power play is over. How they continue on from here is what's important, and also just how Kenya will try and utilize the opportunities that they've created. pick up 2.
Very, very busy players, Brian Bennett and Jonathan Campbell. But importantly as well, they just continue to work the ball in the gaps and pick up the 1s and 2s. You can see there, Rakesh Patel trying to add some more reinforcements, especially on the offside.
Slog swept, but kept on the ground. And deep square leg will clean up, but a ricochet off the bowler, and they pick up 2.
I don't know why Shem is unhappy with the fielder. It was his fault. He didn't collect the throw cleanly.
You would have rather head it up in the air, don't throw it on the bounce.
It's just a 1 bounce. It's always the easier option than throwing it straight into your arms. The important thing to do is always to make sure once you collect the ball, then you give the fielder some mouth that maybe, always send the throws to the keeper's end.
Probably that's why I was giving him some stick there to say, why didn't you throw it to the keeper's end? That's the man with the gloves. It's safer that way. We can avoid such situations where we give away some unnecessary runs through fumbles.
Yeah, it's
cut away. They'll push for 2. Odiambo will try and clean up. He's got a good arm, Odiambo. Sends in a good throw.
Yeah, good pick up and throw, but there's a lot of work to do. And the key thing, you can see some fans again here at the Akimota Oval. The good thing about that is that Jonathan Campbell doesn't hit it straight to him. He hits the ball just towards his right, where he has some work to do for him to pick up the ball and then put in a throw that allows them to pick up 2 runs. If you hit it straight to the fielder, it's just a simple one. That is a skill they normally teach the young ones, how to hit to the sweepers. Don't hit it direct to them. Give them some work to do. That creates opportunities for you.
It's pushed, but well fielded by Collins Abuya, who's always putting himself in situations where there's action. Again, looking to sweep that one, but it catches him on the chin rather. And end of the over. After 8 overs, it'll be 49 for 2.
I think the medic is out just to make sure that all is well with Jonathan Campbell. The rules are rules these days. If the ball strikes you on the helmet, just to make sure, to make sure that all is well. It's also very hot, so you can see the umpires allowing the players to have a cooling break. Shearing hot today.
And temperatures have been
34
up there
and above.
Yeah. Zimbabwe dugout, Marumani, they're having a chat with Tony Munyonga, as well as in your picture is Owen Muzondo, was man of the match in Zimbabwe's first game versus Namibia. Change in bowling. Rakesh Patel, the captain of Kenya, brings himself into the attack. He replaces the youngster.
Yeah, yesterday when Ghana looked like they were racing away at 92 for 2, Rakesh Patel introduced himself into the attack and he threw a spanner in the works of whatever Ghana was planning. They ended up collapsing for 111.
Immediately swept away. And there's protection there. Neil Mugabe will clean up. And that brings up Zimbabwe's 50.
Nice gentle off spinners from Rakep Patel, but he's also very, very experienced. He knows what is required of him, and bowling to a lefty allows him to take the ball away from him.
It's worked onside, and they quickly run for 2. A wayward throw by Odiambo just allows them to comfortably complete that.
Very good running between the wickets there from Jonathan Kamba and Brian Bennett.
And it will fall awkwardly for Neil Mugabe at point. There was an opportunity for a catch there.
I think the problem for him is that he had committed to the catch, never thought about trying to just save the ball. When he couldn't get there, and then it just spun away from him the last minute.
Tentative moment there for Campbell. This time tickled fine. Enough Patel will just keep it to 1. Looking to keep things tight.
I don't know if it is Jonathan Campbell's style, but clearly he commits to the front foot very early. Works it down to long on. They should pick up just a 1 run. Maybe it's a technique that allows him to, to make up his mind whether he wants to fully come forward or just stay back and try and hit the ball into the gaps. End of the 9th, Zimbabwe 55 for 2. Zimbabwe won the toss in this second semi-final and elected to bat first. They've lost Marumani and Mofutsa, but Ran Campbell and Brian Bennett trying to come up with something. That partnership is already 19 runs. Another bowling change for the Kenyans. Vishal Patel and Anav Patel were part of that Kenyan under 19 team that finished second.
It's cut away and it's running away from point, and it'll go all the way to the boundary. It's welcomed by the Zimbabwean dugout. And that's 4.
Very good batting from Jonathan Campbell. He knows how to pick the gap, and that had some bit of spin on it, and then beat the diving arm of Rakep Patel.
Pulls this one, picking up the length. Neil Mugabe at deep mid wicket will just keep it to 1.
Very easy 5 runs off 2 balls, but Jonathan Campbell goes back in the crease, gives himself enough room, doesn't hit it with a flat bat, but somehow opens up the bat to to create that angle and room for him to make sure that he can pick the gap. Good skills. Playing against spin is a skill, and Jonathan Campbell so far he's doing it well.
Looking to work it fine was Brian Bennett on that occasion, and that'll go down as a wide. Looking to sweep again. And smacks it over point with a bit of spin. It'll run away from the field, but it should be able to come around quickly. And just picks up 2. try and work it fine. But dot ball marks the end of the 10th over. So after 10, it's 63-4-2 for Zimbabwe. Tenth over done. Changes in the voices in the commentary box. Have Innocent Daula, who will come through with the Prince of Lagos, Endurance of him. Meanwhile, the two teams take a drinks break, as well as us in the commentary box.
Good afternoon again. It's a crucial second semi-final here. Cooling break. The coaches will take all the advantage to review strategies. We're halfway through this innings and it's 63-2. Zimbabwe won the toss and elected to bat. The next 10 overs will be very crucial in this encounter, as both teams are looking poised for a place in the finals. It's been an intense week of cricket. Zimbabwe dominating their group. Kenya coming second behind Uganda, who lost the semi-finals earlier today. It's Brian and Jonathan who continue the partnership for Zim. But those are hard reality. Uganda losing to their World Cup bound partners, Namibia. Still something to play for. That medal, we always talk about it. And it's Rakepo continues.
Good afternoon, Andy. What is the color of Zimbabwe's jersey, Endurance? Let's pick it up from yesterday.
Well, we spoke about it yesterday, and this morning Ella helped me. It's gold.
Gold and
Red.
and Kenya's jersey? Up in the air, very well struck right there. Campbell gets the full maximum reward of a bold shot. 6 runs from the lefty.
It was just on time. That's a shot again. Fuller length, fuller delivery. And that would go all the way. It's Campbell who dominated that delivery. Strikes it through. Shem Goche couldn't stop that one. I was powered hard through covers. They will get another single from that one. The skipper of the side himself. No one needs to tell him what to do. Brilliantly caught through covers. They'll get another single, 8 from that over already with a ball to spare. And that's the end of the 11th over. It's 71 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Kenya trying to keep it tight. Two guys who are very handy with the bat and they love to hold fort. Brian Bennett, Jonathan Campbell. Haven't gotten many chances to bat here because Zimbabwe have been batting through Marumani and that young boy Rodney. But here is Vishil, the former captain of the under-19s. If you remember him very well, his story started in Abuja.
At young Kenyan side.
Him together with Anav Patel, who is playing in this tournament, missing the first game against Uganda, but when he was brought into the side, Kenya woke up, smelled the coffee, and beat South Africa. Young boy getting 5, Anav Patel. Going big, going downtown. Does it go all the way? Yes, it does. He is trusting that bottom hand. A lot of power behind the shot. It's Jonathan Campbell.
That's the shot again on the slot, in the slot. And that would go right into the pavilions. More runs here for Zim. This time sweeps straight to the fielder, and it's a wicket. Straight to the fielder this time. Young Vishil will smile last. A much needed one for Kenya. The game looking poised for an interesting finish.
That was the shot from the man who scored the 6 of the previous ball. And I must tell you, that was a very short movie script between the two. It's Campbell that takes the marching orders with the bowling at his mercy. 42 from 27. He departs against the run of play. And big boy, captain of the Chevrons, Madande, Clive, walks in at 3 down.
Last ball of the 12th over. The skipper himself will continue proceedings here for Zimbabwe. They're in a very good position from here. He sweeps straight up. And that would race away for a boundary. And that brings us to the end of the 12th over. It's 82 for 3. Currently cruising at 6.8 per over.
No sighters for the skipper. He comes in fast ball and he says, I've got the biggest broom in the park. Switch hit. An audacious shot from Madande. Strike rate now for him is 400.
As young Patel comes into attack into his second over. This time rocks back Brian on the back foot, hitting that one through covers. Happy with a single. Good to see Kenya looking to the future as well, infusing young talents into this team. Hopefully they will stay strong with the Kenyan side. He goes big, out of the park. What a shot.
Clive Madande has come here with one mission to get the scoreboard ticking. He knows at the end of the day it's runs that will matter. That man, look at the power. Look at the full swing. You could mistake him for a golfer on the PGA Tour because he's come out here swinging hard.
Very sensible cricket. This time, long on comes into play. 7 from 2 deliveries. Zimbabwean looking very compact here, being consistent through this tournament, playing themselves into a very comfortable and advantageous position. Beautiful ball.
Wherever the Ugandans are, they should watch and learn how to bat with the intensity of the match and show that awareness. You look at Bennett and Madande, who's just walked in, continuing with the intensity, because at the end of the day, it's the runs you have on board, not the number of wickets. Nav Patel being unsettled here by the senior batters who are hitting him at 9 per over. His 2 overs have gone for 18. A huge 6 in each of the overs is bowled. And the score is 92 for 3 after 13. Kenya turned to the golden arm of a man who is the former captain, Shem Obadongoche. He's not trying to give any arms to the big flashing blade of Madande. For the first time this tournament, I'm seeing Collins Obuya patrol the boundary. He normally likes to hug the 30-yard or even field in the 15s there to cut off some runs. Shem Ngoche has played so many matches for this team. Hit through the gaps, peppering it on the offside through the covers for 4.
More and more runs for Zim as they approach the 100 runs mark. That's the shot again. That will go through covers. Solidly on the back foot, piercing that gap with no protection in that region. He sweeps that away. Beautifully done by Brian. Shem Goche. That's 100 up for Zim. We're happy to get there in a fashion way. Shame just drifting down the leg side. And Brian made no mistake about that one.
Shem Goche. Guilty of bowling it all over the place. He must pick one line and bowl to the field setting he's asked for from the skipper. He's into his third over. He picked up a wicket, but this over has been costly. Already 10 runs from it. His first 2 overs had gone for 8. Here's the big hitting Madande. Creates room, but Shem is wise. That's it where exactly he's run to. It's just a 1 run.
And you see the way he's adjusted there, shows some awareness of what he's doing. Created that room, the ball came into him, and he chose to play a proper cricket shot through mid-on for a single.
Better from Shem, and even a solid effort from Bennett. Beg your pardon, it's Clive. Gets 1 there.
And it's end of the 14th over. It's 104 for 3.
Young Francis comes back into the attack. Kenya in the semi-finals because of that big showing yesterday against Ghana. That man Collins Obuya, who's done a lot of ground fielding today on the boundary and in the circle, the 42-year-old with a 30-ball 68, the 7th half century of the tournament.
Swing and misses that one. And Kenya, they understand it and they know they have a lot to do from this point. All looking set here for Zim. A very good intensity here. They've got the quality up front and in the middle.
And go. They run through quickly for 1. Francis here with a job to do for the team. Big appeal. Does this run out to the boundary? Fortune favors the brave. Clive Madande not knowing anything about where that one was headed to. Plays one way, it goes the other. Looks agricultural, but it's
and that's the shot again. He walks towards the off stump line, looking to go down the leg side. Brave skipper. Just forcing things through here, ensuring the ball is ticking. Very sensible cricketer, Clive.
full toss on offer, and will get the rightful punishment it deserves.
And it's a no ball, signaled by the square leg umpire. That's it. The shot again. Clive was in position and was offered. He will have to bowl that ball again. It's no ball. 7 runs from that delivery. 12 runs already. 2 deliveries still to come. This is looking a very, very big over. And Kenya will have to think this one through, because the Zimbabwean bowling unit quite disciplined. Couldn't really get hold of this one, but pulls away towards deep mid wicket. Just a single from that one.
Francis Mutua under the pump. 23 runs is fetched in just 1.5 overs.
Everything on the bat now seems to bring fortunes to Zim. It's another single, and that brings us to the end of the 15th over. 118 for 3 at 7.87 current run rate. It's Clive, the skipper, 21 of 9 deliveries, and Brian, 22 of 26. Clearly going to continue to enforce things here for Zimbabwe. And they are in a very good situation.
30 balls left. And I tell you what, Andy, if they get 30 runs, they will be right there within the 150 region. And it will be a good batting show. The 150 looks like it's on. Do you concur, Andy? And why? The 150 looks like it's on. Do you concur, and why?
30 deliveries, 7 wickets in hand. The way Brian and Clive are batting, I say 50 from 30 deliveries. Misfield there. A single that brings on the aggressive Clive on strike.
21 from 9. The skipper walking into bat at number 5. He handed himself the blank check. And well, he's cashed in here. 21 from 9 balls. What an innings from Clive. 1 4 2 sixes. I like how he's playing. He's a free spirit. He's enjoying his time there. He's the captain and he's not playing with the pressure we've seen many captains play with.
I can't agree less, you know. He sweeps that one and that will go all the way. Quickly picks the gap. Michelle drifting to the leg side again. And the aggressive Clive cashing in nicely.
That is Clive in full flow. He's been meting out punishment after punishment. He gives you in your report card that word back in the day, see me. See Clive how he's enjoying his time out there in the middle, making the wicket look like a feather bed.
Very interesting show here is how he looks to go on the offside as well. Unsettling the bowlers. Very good approach, I'll say. And the spinners will keep thinking where they have to bowl at. But he's made the best of this moment. 26 off 12 deliveries.
It's making Bennett look like he hasn't done anything thus far. 27 balls first by Bennett. He's got 23. Tries to sweep. This is fine. The chase is on from Rakeb Patel. Does it roll out to the boundary? Yes, it does. Rakeb won't be chipping in a dive.
10 from 5 already. It's becoming another big over for Zimbabwe. That's it. A cheeky one. Didn't really get hold of it, but he will get 4 from that one.
That's what happens if you bowl all over the place. Vishil and Nav, the youngsters, have been put under immense pressure by the Zimbabwean batters, and that's how you bat with authority. Well, he picks up a wicket there. Young Vishil strikes back. Bennett is clean bowled. Beaten all square.
Was a beautiful delivery. That's it again. And that one drifting. Just plays and misses that one. Trying to go down the leg side. And that's the end of the 16th over. It is 127 for the loss of 4 wickets. We're into the 17th over.
Lucas Ndandason Oluoch, the vice captain of Kenya, big boy, left-hander. He's going to come through with some pace to check Madande's hitting abilities. Madande, well, he's got the protection on. Don't want to see a scenario of yesterday when Isaac Danladi was roughed up by Chatira. Was it Trevor?
Yeah. He won't stop this. Clive Madande pulls that one. Fielder comes around. They will get a couple, 2 runs from that delivery. 130 mark. You know, we spoke about 50 from the last 30 deliveries. It's on the card, and Zim won't stop.
.23 balls left. The run rate is good, 8.04, means they'll get the 160 if they continue in the same manner. Bludgeoned, does it get a full maximum? Yes, that is the third 6 hit by Madande in that region where his dugout is. Power. It's a Madande show for now. Switch on the TVs.
Clearly, he said it from the very first ball. He faced his 34 of 14 deliveries, powering through the overs there. A strike rate of 250 plus. The skipper pressing on to make a strong statement here. Balls in the block hole. No run from that one. 8 already from the over.
Match starting to look like it's flowing all the way for the men in gold. The men in red and green, Kenya, must pump up themselves to bounce back in this match. It's a beautiful shot from Mr. Clive Madande, almost finishing the shot with one hand. flourish from the stylish player.
Everything just going his way. There is it again, over pitch. And this time, he will just take the bottom hand of that shot. Shows he is superbly in control. And it's 12 runs already from 4 deliveries. Lucas under the pump now, 140 up. At this rate, we might get 170. Very possible. They won't stop pumping. Clive, the keeper himself.
Full toss. Didn't get it out of the middle. Mr. Skipper will get 2 runs there. He has really been a thorn in the flesh of these Kenyans. They actually don't know where to bowl to him. It's like they're seeing him and looking at him like a space invader.
Well, you see the way he's used the crease, batting up and down, from middle to leg to off stump line. But the most important thing we spoke about earlier is his control and balance before he attempts any shot. So another no ball. This time, free hit. More voices will come through. A big moment here for Zimbabwe. Ella, you're welcome to the comms box again. Innocent has really been pumping us up here.
Eli walks in with Madande on fire. Eli.
Clive Madande not able to fully utilize that free hit opportunity, but it has been a Madande show. 39 of 19 deliveries. Zimbabwe now 144 for the loss of 4 wickets. They have a run rate of just under 8.5. Going down into the last 18 deliveries. How crucial these tend to be. And the interesting thing is that Clive Madande is joined by another big hitter, Tony Munyonga. I'll tell you, he can strike it big as well. And if his skipper gives him the green light to go, and he's able to make a few connections, another 190 would be on the cards for Zimbabwe.
Well, we spoke about it earlier. We talked about how they will progress in the last 30 balls of this innings, and they've showed that grit. The skipper leading from the onslaught and enforcing to make sure they get the maximum they can from the last 18 deliveries.
Emmanuel Bundu comes back into the attack.
Big cheeky smile there by Emmanuel. The good thing is the Kenyans have the ability as well, but it's who dominates. The key is the runs are on the board. The scoreboard pressure will be on.
Madande walks down and blasted leg side. Great work from deep backward square, who cleans up to keep it to 2. But Madande will be looking to launch himself. He's the set batter on 41 of 21. 146 up for Zimbabwe. And the target will definitely be around the 180, 190 mark there.
Eli being a little too generous here. I believe 165 is what we're looking at here. 160, 165. 180, 190. Well, they need to engage third gear now. We're onto a steep hill.
Okay. What are you going with, Andy?
I think 175.
175.
Yeah.
I would believe 180, 190. You're on 160, innocent.
And he's staying on the fence. He's trying to stay in the middle on the fence. Come on, Andy.
Our swinger misses that one. Was there for the take. He knows it. Clive Madande. He needs to keep cashing in. That's the delivery. Created room there. Looking to go offside, but misses that one.
Well, Clive Madande has been taking charge. He hasn't lifted his foot off the pedal. He'll be looking to launch big versus Emmanuel Bindu. Comes down the track. Launches this one up in the air. The wicket keeper takes it. So the Clive Madande show comes to an end with the rather soft dismissal. He was looking to launch him over the leg side.
And you can see that there was a little talk going on and tapping up of Madande. Bundi kept smiling at him, and when he picks the wicket, he tells everyone else in the camp, he says, stay calm and collected. Captain Cool Bundi is in control of the situation. That's a wily ball, very slow, not in the zone to be slogged. He threw the kitchen sink at it. Sukhdeep Singh called, and Nav wanted it. But the keeper, always the safest option. The Clive Madande show is over at 2:35 p.m. here in Accra. Until then, we'll get back to you.
The key thing there was that Emmanuel was able to bowl it off the back end. It was a slow ball, found a leading edge, and the wicketkeeper ran about 30 yards to get to Clive Madande gone. It brings Tashingam Sekiwa to the crease.
We'll run hard. More runs here. Zimbabwe will not stop. They'll keep pushing. And I'll tell you what, 165, 175, very possible. I'm on 175. And maybe if they lose 2 more wickets, then I'll reconsider. But for now, that is where I am.
Do you support Manchester United? You're all over the place trying to hug every score layer.
Well, I won't tell you which team I support.
Tony Munyonga stills a single to keep strike. And he gets off the mark. However, Sekiwa might have pulled the hamstring there. Looks to be in a little bit of pain there. Yep. Tashingam Sekiwa is an integral part of Zimbabwe's bowling. But however, 18 overs up. Zimbabwe 148 for 5. Lucas Anderson to bowl his final over of his allotted 4. It's greeted by Tony Munyonga. Smacks this one leg side, but there's protection.
Tony Munyonga is showing that he's got a very good hand-eye coordination. You can see him.
Clive Madande just getting some fluid there. Struck a belligerent 41. Quick off the blocks. Tashingam Sekiwa will also look to make a contribution, but I'm sure you'll be looking just to rotate, strike, and bring the hard-hitting Munyonga.
He goes
take it on himself. Tashinga Msekiwa rather has a different mindset from what I said. He takes on Lucas Ndanderson and sends him for a maximum.
Munyonga gets the praise as the big hitter here, but it's Musekiwa that bludgeons this one all the way to the medics. The rightful treatment they are being given to the Ebufe ball.
And Lucas now trying to make some adjustments to field settings, but I don't know if you could change a field for that kind of a shot, because that went well out of the park. Goes up again, and it's in a vacant region. It'll be one bounce and over the rope. It'll be 4.
That was a beautiful shot inside out. There he goes there. Looking to go leg side, but the bowler dragged him and he took that option. This is a class act. Zim won't stop going really, really hard.
159. Andy, are you changing?
175.
Innocent, are you changing? You said 160 on 159.
165, 170 is what I said.
Hey, you're dancing around now.
Come on, be nice to me. I'm innocent. I can only be as honest and good enough.
Here we go. Up in the air again. Does he get the distance? Yes, he does. Tashinga Msekiwa is here to make an impression, giving out a good cameo here. He has 3 big ones, 2 maximums and 1 boundary.
That's the shot again. Opens up that leg side option. And it will get a maximum. Sorry, Innocent. We've gone past your 165 mark.
I can tell you a beautiful story about Musekiwa. He's batting only for the 2nd time in his young T20I career. Already onto his high score there. And what a clean hitting display we're watching here. We're very privileged. Kenya under the pump.
Well,
could end up under the bus.
Anderson now choosing to come around the wicket. And see that's pressure. It is messing up with his run-up. He's been sent for a huge 6, 2 big ones, and 1-4. Now
17 from the over already.
In the block hole. No, Tony Munyonga had run well halfway through. The bowler is asking the fielder, why didn't you throw it? Neil Mugabe is saying that you were not behind the stumps, that could have gone all the way to the other side.
He knows no protection behind the bowler. Smart cricket. It's 165 for 5 now. 18.42 to come.
So now comes down the track and hits it straight. That's a clean hit. That's another 6. That'll be 3 6s in this over from Tashinga Msekiwa's bat. Came down the track, hit it as straight as a ruler over long on.
23 from that over. It's quite massive. Happy dugout. It's 171 for 5. We're into the last 6 of this innings.
Andy, I told you said 170. We're past it.
175. It was him that said 170.
Come on, guys. Innocent, you started with 160. You were on 170. I said between 180 to 190. That's where we would end up.
Andy, you know nothing.
Some clean hitting from Msekiwa.
Look at how he holds the bat, the grip, and that bottom hand always coming into play to give it the power.
Right, in the last over, Emmanuel Ringera Bindu has been given the task of bowling this last over. Tony Munyonga on strike. He is having a look at the field set. Deep backward square. Deep mid wicket. Long on, long off. Works for a single to bring Msekiwa on strike.
Munyonga, purportedly the big hitter, is giving the strike to the man who is on fire, and rightfully so. That's teamwork at play.
23 runs by Msekiwa off 6 deliveries.
That is show of character. The intent, the plan was clearly matched out. They are saying this is how to bat in T20 cricket.
Here we go. Emmanuel versus Msekiwa. Worked just behind. Fine leg. He won't get there. That'll be 4. The Msekiwa charge continues. We're done with the Madande show. Now it's the Tashinga Msekiwa show. He's picking these boundaries with ease. Tony Munyonga is just enjoying the show from the non-strikers end.
Life made easy here in Accra, Achimota. Tashinga, who would have thought he would be in this frame of mind?
That's a good ball, but it'll be taken as wide. Just straying down leg side. Smiles in the Zimbabwean dugout. Well, who wouldn't be happy?
Job is halfway done.
175 is up. Might get into 177.
Well, I give that to you, Eli. Well done. Great prediction. But it's Emmanuel who might come on that is
Up
sword
and
again.
away it goes. Another straight hit over long on, who will just ask one of the fans to retrieve the ball for him. Belligerent. Flying away is what Msekiwa is doing. Distance and height equals to a maximum.
This is so unfair, actually. It's so unfair to the bowlers. This is unbelievable. 33 off 8 deliveries.
183 on the cards now. They told you that they'll be marching and targeting the 190 mark. 3 deliveries to go.
Strike rate of this man is in 400 plus. Che.
Goes again leg side. And it's another one. Second 6 consecutively. 189 will be on the cards now. Tashinga Msekiwa moves to 39 of just 9 deliveries. 9. Just 9.
This is murderous. This is not fair. That's it. Opening up that front foot and finding that right balance. Maximum.
Emmanuel Bindu, hoping to go leg side, was clipped off the pads for 6.
Trying to keep that smiley face.
Well, they're saying finish him off in the dugout. 2 deliveries to go. Goes again, but doesn't get enough there. And they will just get the one to bring Tony Munyonga on strike for the last delivery. Tashinga Msekiwa has gotten 40 runs.
The legends in the Kenyan camp there, Joseph Angara, formerly with Botswana, and Lamek Onyango watching. Lamek, literally not watching, if you ask me again.
Well, it's been carnage, I tell you. 190 up for Zimbabwe. Tony Munyonga gets in the action on the last delivery. Blast this one into the forest for 6 to end proceedings here, leaving Zimbabwe on 196 for 5 in 20 overs, striking at a run rate of 9.80.
You win that battle, Eli. You win that battle. I give it to you. And leave Innocent to hang by. That's an amazing finish there. All the way, deep mid-wicket, nowhere near the boundary ropes. No chance whatsoever. 196 for 5 in a loaded 20 overs.
Zimbabwe had their foot on the pedal from the moment they started the innings, going at 6 and over. But when Clive Madande came into the park of play, started to push things, pushed it well into the 150s. Tashingam Sekiwa came in 10 deliveries that he faced, scoring 39 runs. Tony Munyonga, 904, blasting 6 off the last delivery to take Zimbabwe to 196. There you go. Rodney Mfudza, 14 of 12. Marumani didn't do much, just 9 of 17. Jonathan Campbell, 42 of 27. Brian Bennett, 27 of 29. Then Clive Madande show began, 41 runs from 23. Tony Munyonga, 904. Then that man, Tashingam Sekiwa, 39 runs of 10, putting Zimbabwe to 196, which will include 15 extras.
Look at this bowling card. Nothing enviable about it. Everybody is gone and fetched from out of the boundary. Lucas Ndadason, 42 meted out to him in his 4 overs. 2 for 41 for Emmanuel Ringera Bundi. 2 for 29 Vishil Patel. 1 for 20 from Shem Ngoche, who actually leaves this innings as the only man, old bowler, with his head held up high. What a show. You will enjoy the highlights.
The highlights package of what was happening. Belligerent. Zimbabwe's batters tearing apart the Kenyan bowlers. The wicket of Marumani, who missed a full toss of the bowling of Emmanuel, and it struck his leg stump. Jonathan Campbell came in and he pulled away on his first boundary, cutting it fine as well. An array of strokes shown by the Zimbabwean batters. Rodney Mfudza walked past one, but that did not stop the Zimbabwean batters from scoring. Jonathan Campbell had a great cameo as well. Found the boundary on several occasions with magnificent hitting of 6s. And couple that with a few boundaries, but however his stay was not long. And came in Clive Madande, who was blasting things away, timing it with Brian Bennett with ease. They were picking the gaps. On this occasion, the Madande show had begun, forming a great partnership with Brian Bennett, who was later bowled, but Madande continued to pursue and hit off anything that was in his arc. And he missed one that just came off the toe end of the bat. Then Tashingam Sekiwa started his own show in the 10 deliveries that he faced, hitting away 5 6s and 2 4s. Hitting them in all directions of the park, I tell you. A class act. And what a semi-final that we have on the cards. Then Tony Munyonga finished off things with another maximum to close the show. So that's where it stands. Zimbabwe 196 on the cards and 20 allotted overs. The target for Kenya will be 197 in 20. We'll be back shortly after this break.
We're back for the second innings, and what an inning it has been for the motherland Zimbabwe. They won the toss and elected to bat first. And a very, very good team effort has seen them finish on 196. The Kenyans will need 197 from 120 balls for them to pick up the victory and upset the odds. The two umpires out already in the middle. NSC Habib from Nigeria and Adil Hassan from Tanzania are in charge of the final semi-final between Zimbabwe and Kenya. Namibia are waiting for the winners of this one to make sure that we know who for certain will be in the Saturday final. Kenya now have a big job to do to make sure they can find 197 runs from 120 balls. For Zimbabwe, you feel that they've done enough with the ball, with the bat. They just need to make sure that they are tidy enough with the ball to get the victory and get themselves in another final. Their ladies won the gold medal at the African Games, defeating South Africa in the final. But for now, Namibia is a team that is waiting in the final. My name is Dennis Musali, and I'm here with the Big Oga Endurance of M. Endurance. How they?
I did fine. Nice one, Dennis. Thank you once again, and good afternoon to our viewers across the world. It is Zim here who are putting a strong foot forward. 196 from a lot of 20 overs. We saw some power hitting and big finish. Zim here have shown us that not being at the World Cup is a mistake, and we all know that they've done beautifully. From the group stages, they've dominated. That explains clearly. 197 required from 120 balls. It's Colin Sobuya and Nia that would open the batting for Kenya.
Yeah, a player who has picked up 2 Player of the Match awards, Owen Muzondo, will open the bowling from the forest end, from the zoo end. I think the trick for Zim in that run setting was that they had enough resources for them to go after Kenya's bowling. They didn't lose so many wickets in clusters, so they were able to build onto something. Jonathan Campbell started the job, Clive Madande, and then the flourish and the finishing was done by Tashinga.
For me, it's the quality of wickets they have. I think they're a more balanced side and compact team. We've seen how teams have managed to put themselves in a good position but couldn't carry through because they don't have enough quality in the middle, and that's the first ball for you.
Runs immediately. Collins Obuya opens the Kenyan run chase with a boundary. Zimbabwe without their regular skipper Clive Madande. You can see that some width on offer there from Owen Muzondo, and with the pace on, didn't even have to hit it very hard. Collins Obuya. Endurance is mentioning that Clive not on the field. I think probably struggling with the heat, so Marumani takes the gloves. Marumani takes the gloves, and you feel that probably Tony Munyonga will be running traffic on the park.
That will be a wide. And Kenya will be happy with that one. Colin Subuya looking to go down deep mid wicket, getting onto that knee. One thing I can tell you for sure is that Collins will go hard fighting.
Completely missed that one. I think he was caught in 2 minds. You can see that he's trying to shadow a sweep shot.
Yeah, he played many of those in that game against Ghana. Got into position nicely. That's it. That's what he's trying to do. And that will go. He powered it all the way.
I think, like you've mentioned, that has always been in style. Jumps to the off stump and then just tries to work to hit the ball behind square. And in the power play with very little protection for a spinner, it's always easy to pick that gap. a sort of predictable technique. Is either jumping into the off stump or coming down the track.
I was going to say that you beat me to it. We saw him doing a lot of that against Ghana. And that's the end of the first over. It is 9-0 loss. Ghana, I beg your pardon, Kenya in a strong first over. But how long and how well will they hold that? We will see some real pace from Zim. They've got that quality.
Can see the Kenyan dugout there. Sukhdeep Singh should be the next batter coming in for the Kenyans. Neil Mugabe will get his first opportunity to take strike, and with the ball for Zimbabwe from the field end, Trevor Gwandu yesterday bowls with some wheels on him. I think he rattled a lot of the Nigerians. That one very high.
That's it again. Same wheels, same man, same over.
I think you can see the coach there trying to probably encourage him to make sure he's hitting the deck very hard. Don't bowl nicey tidy pace, which batters can be able to line up.
Piece of field in there. The Zimbabwean team just enjoying the moment and the flow. It's 2-dot ball straight away from Trevor.
Yeah, from the look of things, probably without Clive Madande on the pitch, you can see Trevor Munyonga standing very close to the bowlers. I think he's now in charge of the proceedings. When Clive is on the field, he's in the cover region. Holds in the surface. Neil Mugabe went through his shot very early and completely missed it. Yeah, the bounce from that side has been very low. You can see by the time the ball got to Marumani, the keeper had already died. Actually picked it off the one bounce. So as a batter, you need to make those adjustments. But you'd feel that Zimbabwe was batting on a different surface.
Well, they know how to bowl those slower bouncers.
A good bouncer from Trevor. I don't know if Neil knew so much about that, but somehow it manages to go to the rope. They will take them whichever way they come.
He's not going to stop the wheelers. You can say that.
Why should you? You have 197 runs on board. Full face of the bat. Ooh, again, bounces awkwardly in front of the fielder. Wallace. It's not an easy surface to field on, so you have to have your whole body behind the ball. One or two will take off right in front of you, and it could go through your body for a boundary.
This Kenyan team, a bit of players who have been around for a long time. And this keeper himself, he knows a lot will depend on how he applies himself today. It's the last ball of the second over. Still in the power play. 14 already on the board.
Yeah, you can see there Collins Obia unhappy with something. I think some choice words have been said to him, and he's not very happy. The umpire trying to calm down things. A lot of the teams here have been very, very aggressive, even with their with their lips. So sometimes you see exchanges in the field. Goes for it. Collins Obuya gets a thick outside edge, and that should race away for a boundary. endurance, yesterday we were mentioning it, for some players, lip service motivates them. So you need to be very careful.
Very true, Dennis. And that's the end of the second over. Brings us to 18 for no loss. It's Kenya looking to enforce things here.
And Kenya need 9 runs every over. I don't know what Gurdeep Singh was doing there. He removed the shades. I don't know whether to see better or is it too bright. Very nice shot there from one of our cameramen.
And I'll tell you what, it's there for the take. Kenya won't stop fighting hard. Brilliant shot. This time it goes over mid-on. That races away. Real power into that one.
Yeah, length ball there from Wallace Mubaiwa, the new bowler. And picked up brilliantly by Neil Mugabe. Just clobbers it over the infield for a boundary. I'll tell you what, Zimbabwe need 9 runs every over, and so far they are staying with that rate. They've started this run chase, the Kenyans, like a house on fire. They are stepping on the gas, even in the corner. There is no braking.
Well, you don't have a choice when you find yourself in this situation. You got to remain positive. Clearly, you know what is at stake. If you play positive cricket here, you could get into that gold and silverware position. No is the call, sends him back. Collins Obuya. You know, if you lose here, you're not sure you're going to go home with the medal.
Tries to go big. The fielder was interested for a bit, and then he decided to withdraw from taking the catch at the last minute. Yeah, Neil Mugabe didn't get everything of that. Just fell short of the fielder. Collins Obuya tries to go for a big swing. Loud appeals from the Zimbabweans, not given.
And that's the end of the third over. 23 for no loss.
Yeah, the team consultant for the Chevrons, Stephen Mangongo, looking on, probably a touch worried because the Kenyans are scoring at a very healthy rate, about 8 runs every over. Collins Obuya and Neil Mugabe not holding back. Another bowling change for Zimbabwe.
It's Kuda Kwache.
Kudakwashe Macheka. Very stylish today, the bowling coach for Zimbabwe. Came out with a sort of different kind of sun hat. And properly mashed his shades. Kudakwache Macheka will take the ball from the field end.
Inside edge. Unlucky. Brilliant line. More runs for Kenya. Fortunes here favoring the brave.
Yeah, Neil Mugabe going there for a beaming drive. Comes off the inside edge. No chance for the diving Marumani. And races away for a boundary. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. That's one of those. The Zimbabweans starting to look very worried. It's early days. We're just into the 4th over. Another swing and miss. Loud appeal, everyone. of the chevrons is going up, but the umpire not interested. Came off something, but not anything legal to give out the batter.
That's it again. At some point, it was looking like the batter was walking, but he just went back to his crease.
Once he realized that maybe I'm still in here, the it's the umpire's job to give you out. Endurance, do you walk?
Oh, well.
It's a yes or no question.
Shot. What a response. This time, stand and deliver. Over his head and onto the side screen.
Yeah, that should piss off the bowler. There's no fast bowler who likes to run in from that distance and get hit over his head. But Neil Mugabe matches the effort, hits it straight back over the bowler's head. And the umpire indicates half a dozen. A big over already, 10 runs have come off it.
Dennis, I did mention to you, this Kenyan side will go down fighting hard. And it's good to see that they've approached this game in this manner.
Too high there, the comeback delivery from Kudakwasha Macheka. I think he was trying to bowl a slower one, just came out of his hand. Now a free hit loading for Neil Mugabe. Can see the who just doesn't come off the slower ball.
It's the free hit. The pace seems to be helping Kenya here. And Zimbabwe will have to rethink this approach and strategy.
Big offer from Neil Mugabe, but he misses it. Can see Zimbabwe now maybe missing the services of their captain, the regular wicket-keeper of the side, Clive Madande. Marumani hasn't been very, very tidy behind the stumps for now. Similar sort of approach like the Namibians when they were chasing down 190 against Zimbabwe. They came out guns blazing. But losing wickets in succession derailed that ranches. Swing and a miss.
More runs here for Kenya. You have to show consistency. That is not what it is right now. Kenya racing away. That short delivery, drifting down leg side. Got a bat on it. And the fielder, no chance there whatsoever for him.
Owen Muzondo could have done much better to try and help his bowler, because Macheka now has licked 15 runs in 5 balls. Eli is also pacing around. You think he's part of the technical team. 39 for no loss in 3.5.
It goes big in the air. This will come all the way into the 10th. What a show of force here, character by these Kenyans. Colin Sobuya. We not go down without a fight. This is what we see.
Shimmy down the wicket from Collins, and it goes downtown. This second semi-final is very dangerous for the spectators because the ball has been flying. Collins Obuya right in his hitting arc. 21 runs coming off that over. 45 for no loss, the Kenyans, after 4 overs. We have a game on our hands here. The second semi-final between Zimbabwe and Kenya.
The good thing, Dennis, is the quality of attitude portrayed by the Kenyans. No show of panic. They're just going about their business in a quiet manner. Now it's Zim will have to ensure they slow things down a bit.
Yeah, the fans now on their feet watching. And the captain of the Zimbabwe team, Clive Madande, I think has had enough. He decides to come around and make sure that he's directing traffic.
Those are the former cricketers of Ghana. Rufus Ntiama, one of the finest batters Ghana produced. Loves the drive, strong on it, but not in this tournament. Misses out on that one.
Yeah, Clive Madande comes back and takes the gloves immediately. I think he's had enough. He can't sit out while his troops are battling. The leader always has to lead from the front. Raises his finger. Adil Hassan, convinced by the pill. The reverse sweep doesn't come off for Neil Mugabe. And Zimbabwe are in business. Wallace Mubaiwa breaks the opening stand for the Kenyans. You can see the celebrations there. Doesn't connect at all there. Neil Mugabe. Mbaiwa picks the first wicket for the Zimbabweans. Kenya now 45 for 1.
Very good decision by the umpire. Adil from Tanzania. Needless. You're batting very well. Go through the line. That was a fuller delivery. But Neil was trying to play cheeky. That's Rufus Ntiamo's wife, the former Ghanaian international. Good to see families coming to watch cricket.
Sukhdeep Singh, the new batter for the Kenyan team.
The tempo, hopefully, shouldn't be slowed down at any point. Plays and misses that one.
Yeah, some oohs and ahs. That was very close. No room to cut from Sukhdeep Singh. Sukhdeep Singh likes to sweep the ball. Comes down the track this time. Ooh, a bit of misfield there allows them to come back for a double.
Brilliant shot, goes on that one knee on the spot.
I told you Sukhdeep Singh likes to sweep the ball. And unfortunately, since we're still inside the power play, there's not enough protection for Wallace to work with. Makes sure he gets a very good connection and the ball runs away for a boundary.
And that's the end of the fifth over. It's 51 for 1. The current run rate is 10.5 per over. Eli will be joining the comms box. Good afternoon, Eli, and welcome once again.
Thank you, Endurance. What a battle that we have on the cards yet. 146 required of 15 remaining overs. I don't know if you saw from that wide shot of the ground, there's some clouds that are looming just from the soccer side end. Don't know if rain might come into play a little bit later on, but at the moment it's Kenya making an effort to go after this huge target. Trevor Gwandu into the attack, went for 9 in his first over. Has been brought back by the skipper.
I'm thinking, Eli, if Kenya can be at 100 by the halfway stage, that means they will only need another about 96 in the last 10 overs. And then we shall have a game.
Well, I can't agree less, Dennis.
Comes down the track and cracks it away. This is the last over before we reach the end of the power play, which shall be key when the field is spread, how Kenya will go about business, because fully they've utilized the fielding restrictions within the power play. A little bit of worried faces in the Kenyan dugout.
Shem Goche. He can also hit the ball miles.
A little bit of fumble there, but Rodney Mfudza recovers well.
Eli Collins Obuya comes into this game, back-to-back 50s for him. He got a 68 yesterday. But I'll tell you that with the way he batted yesterday, there was no need of a spread field. Actually, there was no need for fielders because everything was hit into Achimota Forest.
It's a different day, a different bowling attack. Good comeback so far from Trevor Gwandu. He's only conceded one run. You can see the Kenyan coach has got his head in his hands.
Yeah,
knows that it's a mammoth of a task at end.
Yeah, the Kenyan coach there, Lamek Onyango, yet to press the panic button. I think he realizes as long as Collins is still there, they have a chance. Yeah, top quality fielding. String or dot balls now doing the business for Zimbabwe. That's a problem. Every time you lose a wicket, you have to start all over again. Collins and Neil Mugabe looked like they had found a way of going after the total. Works it around, legs. Good stuff there from Ryan Campbell. Comes around to just keep it to a single. Much better over so far. Much better over from Trevor Gwandu. Gave away just 2 runs. And after 6 overs at the end of the power play, Kenya is 53 for 1. Yeah, some of the highlights from the power play. It was raining boundaries in that power play. Neil Mugabe and Collins Obuya got stuck in immediately. Hits it on the up. There was a chance for a catch, upish for a moment, but Maromani not quick off the boundary. Owen Muzondo back into the attack to replace Wallace Mubaiwa.
Owen Muzondo is a smooth operator. He's picked up 2 men of the match awards. Comes down the track. Shimmer's trying to hoik it leg side. It's only kept down to 1.
Ela, you spoke about this, that now with the spread field, how are the Kenyans going to go after the bowling? Because now your risk is greater. There are more boundary riders.
It's up in the air. And not able to take the catch, but able to save the boundaries. Rodney Mufudza. Great effort to try to get there.
Yeah, Wallace Mumbai were doing the right thing. He came around, realized that he wasn't going to take the catch. Then he put his body on the line to just make sure that it doesn't run away for a boundary.
Punching it for a quick single.
These big totals, the teams have struggled chasing down small totals, and then the big totals.
Comes off with another UG if doesn't get the connection. This keeps it down to 1.
Then somehow against the small totals, the teams just come out guns blazing. But for the small totals, they have proved to be very difficult to chase down.
Punch down to the sweeper, who cleans up a very good economical over from Muzondo. 6 off it to mark the end of the 7th. It's 59 for 1 after 7.
Trump card for the Zimbabwe bowling comes into the attack, and the man who had a very, very hot blade, Tashinga, comes into the attack from the field end. Very, very intelligent bowler. I think for me he's been the pick of the bowlers for Zimbabwe.
It's Tashinga Msekiwa. Straight away, bowls one out of the back of the hand. Nifty and deceptive bowler, you would say.
Yeah, such a very, very intelligent bowler for me. Eli, I'll tell you something interesting. We are seeing the ground staff around the ground starting to prepare the covers.
I did mention that there's a dark cloud that's just from the soccer side, and you can tell by the way the trees are shaking that there's a huge drift of wind coming in, and that there's anticipation of rain coming through just there around that area. Goes for a big one straight up and clears the boundary. And that's a big strike from Collins Aboya. Gets a maximum from Sekiwa.
Yeah, in the slot from Tashinga, who comes very close and it's hit straight over the bowler's head for a 6. Now it was going to be very interesting. We need to get that Duckworth sheet. Because the way things are right now, 67 runs might not be a very bad place for the Kenyans to be. They haven't lost so many wickets.
Just about that area. That's the area of concern for many. It could bring rain to play a factor. There's power down there. There's protection. Skips it to 1. It's been a good over so far for Kenya. That's 10 off the over.
If Kenya keeps scoring like this and just don't lose a wicket, the maths might be in their favor.
Oh, they've started well. Very, very well considering the way that they went about the power play. Going around 10 and over. Another slow delivery, an opportunity for a run out, but not taken. End of the over. Good one. 11 off the over there. After 8 overs, it's 70 for 1.
Yeah, Musakiwa wasn't happy because he thought the throw could go to the keepers, but I think it is Collins Oboya who started very late, but there was backup missing, so the fielder, I think, made the right call. Need to calm down. No need for panic. One of the volunteers on the scorer for the tournament, Jeff Kasozi from Uganda. But Collins Obuya there in your image.
Owen Muzondo continuing. Immediately goes for a big oik. Shouts of LBW, but not given.
Every time Collins has missed that shot, there's been a very interested appeal from the chevrons. Might be they feel that it's going to hit.
Comes down the track, doesn't get the connection that he wants though. Let's keep it down to 1 run.
As always, a plan for Collins. Just come down the track or jump into his off stump and hit on the onside.
Comes down the track, top edge, and catch taken by Msekiwa. Owen Mzondo strikes. Sukhdeep Singh departs for 12 of 13.
Yeah, Msekiwa pumped after taking that catch. Sukhdeep Singh gets to the pitch of the ball, but only manages to get an outside edge that carries to the fielder and fly gully. The Kenyans lose their second wicket. Owen Muzondo comes into the attack, took a shimmy down the wicket, but Msekiwa takes a good catch, diving in front. Very good ball in there from Owen Muzondo. And a good catch there from Msekiwa, diving in front to make sure they pick up the second wicket. Kenya now 71 for 2.
No better comes to the crease. Should be the captain, Rakib Patel.
The captain Rakib Patel comes out to bat for Kenya. Fantastic play of spin bowling, Rakib Patel. Collins Obuya scored 167 runs.
He's looking to work it onto his leg side. Rodon Fuza and keeps it down to 1. It's been a good over from Owen Mzondo. He's given only 2 runs only, but has picked up a wicket. Looking to top ball to end the over. 2 of that one. 72 for 2 after 9.
Tashinga will continue. Ooh. Very good stuff there from Wallace. The ball nearly beat him, or went through his body. Msekiwa will continue from the field end. After 9 overs, if you look at the Duckworth sheet, Kenya should have 79, but they only have 72, so they are behind by 7 runs.
Ooh, that's a good ball. Well balled by Msekiwa. Nifty operator there. Good thing is that Clive Madande is keeping at the stumps there. It's just darted back in that off cutter.
Yeah, good work from one keeper to another keeper, Clive Madande behind the stumps. It's very difficult to take those when you're standing up.
Chips it in the air, but it's safe. Just wide of extra cover. Pick up 1. Thought that Rakib Patel was trying to work out to the leg side. Nearly pairing it to Tony Munyonga at extra cover. Be a change in the field set for Collins Obuya. Tony Munyonga moves into the covers. Sweeper allows him to just be guided for a single there.
Yeah, you see Collins there jumping into the off stump, trying to line him up, but there was no pace in that ball. Very, very clever bowling from Sekiwa. When he doesn't have the pace, it's very difficult to get under it.
Again, just slow ball outside of off stump. This gives away another single. Just 2 runs off the over at the moment.
I feel that the last probably 3 or 4 overs have been a very good passage of play for Zimbabwe. They've been able to arrest that run scoring because Kenya got out of the blocks very quickly. And now the required rate is up to 12 runs every over.
Comes down the track, looking to go big. Does it go the distance? You betcha, yes it does. That'll take 9 runs from the over after that maximum. So after 10, Kenya are 81 for 2.
Yeah, this time Collins Obuya takes a shimmy down the wicket. Reaches for that ball, but Jonathan Campbell at the boundary doesn't even bother. Out of the back of the hand. Clobbers it for a 6. 81 for 2 after 10 overs. Halfway stage.
It's game on here. I can tell you for free, this is going to be an interesting finish. The 116 required from the 60 deliveries. It's Collins Obuya and the skipper himself, Rakeb Patel.
81 for 2. Rakeb right there. Arguably one of the best associate cricket batters. Rakeb Patel, call him Rako, call him Rakla. Couple of nicknames for him there with a man nicknamed Kolo. He got a big score, 96 against Australia in a World Cup. Collins Obuya is not your everyday cricketer. And when he gets a go at these emerging Zimbabweans, the chevrons, well, they could ask for some water and more. But for now, I can tell you that at the same rate with 10 overs played, Zimbabwe were 63 for 2. But Zimbabwe did strike the ball handsomely at the end right there. They scored 50 runs in the last 2 overs. Zimbabwe, in that carnage of Musekiwa and Madande.
Well, clearly, Rakeb, understanding the fray of things here, would get Collins Obuya on strike. Sweeps nicely. They will scramble for that one. Easy pick.
So the technical team of Zimbabwe having a laugh in the first innings. Now they are sending out instructions for per ball. Rakep can bat. If he holds fort, this game could go to the tail end. Duckworth dicely poised. Alas. Big booming drive there down the ground. Fielder will do well to run round and cut it off. Mr. Wallace.
Clearly, the Zimbabweans are aware of what is required. The weather changing, the game swinging in pendulum. Full toss. Collins missing out on that one. Just a single from it. He's 3 from 4 deliveries. Right, some intensity here.
Need 12 runs every over. Told you, courtesy of the carnage at the back end of the innings.
Comes down the line and drives it through covers. A fielder in the dip, just ensuring it would be a single.
Because that man, Collins Obuya, scoring only his 9th T20I half century yesterday. The Gia Leavers, he engaged yesterday in that 30 ball 68.
And it's the end of the 11th over. It's 86 for 2. Current run rate is 7.8. They're requiring 12 per over. And the DL requirement 96. Zimbabwe way ahead here. I'm putting the screws on. But I tell you, it's going to be an interesting chase and finish if these two continue to bat. Because they have the ability and capability to actualize those potentials in them.
Tashinga Musekiwa. Little fumble there, but the first run was taken slowly. It's Kudakwashe Mucheka. It's not Tashinga. It's Macheka. .22 he's gone for in 1.1. It's a full toss that was dipping in. If Collins Obuya had gone a little forward, could have creamed it to any part of the ground he wanted.
We must give it to that guy, Collins Obuya. So much respect for him. Been around this team for a very long time. One of the golden generation, still trying to show these youngsters how things are done. Now we'll go down the leg side. More extras here for Kenya. Rakep Patel.
Wide it is. Okay, Patel on strike, the 34-year-old throws his hands at that one, hitting it straight to Jonathan Campbell, who's sweeping there. Lots of voices on the park, and that man Owen Muzondo, 2 Player of the Match awards, chopping up the Kenyan batters, asking them for some big hit. Says, you guys have got big muscles, you've been playing this game for so long, you were at the World Cup, show us that mentality. And Collins loves a fight. He's got a big stomach for a fight, a big appetite for runs even. Colin goes. Muzondo was asking for some of that, and it's the 50 up 50 number 10 in T20 eyes for Collins Omondi Obuya, the classy veteran. Umpire Nessie Habib there just trying to confirm if it's a 4 or a 6.
And Nessie, this is what we call class act. That's the ball, fuller delivery, extending his long levers. He gets the maximum from that one. Collins Obuya. Back-to-back 50s now. He continues the onslaught. Showing real character here.
To the 90s now. Dancing down the wicket. And the catch is taken. Kuda Kwashe. Macheka is lucky. Very, very lucky. Because that one was straying down the leg. Collins didn't get a hold of it. Collins says quick to apologize to his teammates. Sorry guys, I was only getting started. But Zimbabwe that celebrate, that's a lucky man to pick up a wicket of such a delivery.
That is smart bowling. Saw him coming down the line. Wouldn't drop it in the arc this time. Decides to use the short pitch delivery. And he got the response he required. Collins cramped there. No room. Had no choice. Needed to go for it. Just unlucky, but happy moment for the bowler. It's Zimbabwe who's smiling now. 96 for 3 from 11.5.
That's how it is. Looks like the momentum quickly shifts into Zimbabwe's hands. I like the celebration from Macheka. He'd taken a pounding. You can see his figures. 1 for 31 and 1.5 is flying. Boy, is he.
But he's got the crucial wicket of Collins Obuya. That is much more than what the current state of things are. And trust me, if you are in that position, you will be happy because that is the danger man. Now, this game opens up slightly or tilting towards Zim again because that power enforcing might be missing in the next couple of overs. Nelson is the one who joins the captain, Rakep Patel.
A man with a beautiful name. Nelson Mandela Odhiambo. Of course, parents must have been thinking about the man who sacrificed time in prison, 27 years of his prime life to get justice. Nelson hasn't bowled a lot in this tournament. He can bowl some good medium pacers. He's a first cousin to a guy who was the ICC Player of the Year in 1997, 1998. Thomas Odoyo, who played in the World Cup and was vice captain for Kenya. He's got some work to do. There's a plate full of food for the two of them to crush. And that plate is they require 4 runs. Those are your volunteers in the frame, indicating all they want to see is 6.
Well, certainly they won a good game. It's 101 required from 8.1. That's 49 deliveries. Cheeky there.
Nothing short from Rakep Patel. He doesn't even attempt to run. He looks at his bat. He's still all right, mate. Owen Muzondo bowling his last. Rakep goes very big. Chance for a catch. It hangs in the air. And the wicket is taken.
More and more troubles. Happy moment for Zim. They're ripping into the middle order. That's the delivery.
Muzondo strikes. 2 wickets for that man, Owen Muzondo.
That is a very difficult catch, but he made it look simple. Patel not happy with himself. He knows Muzondo, yes, excitement there. Got his man. It's Zim that is written around this one. Happy moments, happy times. Sungoche, shame. Knowing who these Kenyans are, they will go down fighting. They know no need sticking around if you're not going to try. It seems a tall order.
The dismiss of Collins in the previous over and Rakeb now their captain. And chance for another wicket. Mzondo strikes 2 in 2. Shame comes and Shame must depart. Go take a shower, son. It's all over for you, Shame. He didn't play with conviction. He's got himself to blame.
Not happy. Therefore the take. Just goes back. Tries to walk it. But the leading edge there would ensure Mzondo celebrates a second one. A happy moment for the kid. He's enjoying the moment. Welcome back, Eli.
Thank you, Endurance. 96 for 5 is where Kenya find themselves. They started like a house on fire, according to Innocent's description. But however, the wheels are coming off. Owen Mzondo on a hat-trick. He's picked up 2 wickets in his 3 deliveries in this over. 2 consecutive wickets. Lucas Ndandason is the new batter in. And an opportunity for Owen Mzondo to pick up the first hat-trick of the men's tournament.
It would be good to see him do that. Oh, what a beauty. Muzundo clearly dominating affairs here.
He's bowled well. He's given very little away. He's only conceded 18 runs in 3.5 overs. He's got one more delivery to finish his allotted 4, where many have been going for plenty, but he's picked up wickets for very little. An economy of just 4.6. Goes up. It's another opportunity. Taken. Muzondo picks up his 4th wicket, 3rd of the over. And this is why this young man already had 2 Player of the Match awards for such moments where he is able to provide a breakthrough to his team when needed.
That's it. He goes big but couldn't make much of that one. Brilliant catch. Muramani just making an easy work of that one.
And was pitched up full and tried to play against the turn, but couldn't get enough distance on that one. Owen Muzondo picks up 4 and finishes off with figures of 4 for 18 in 4 overs. It's dance time. Bring out the dancing shoes.
Makacha. Happy moments for Zim. Brilliant work by Owen.
Great work also from Tadiwana Shemarumani, the sweeper, who ran in a long way to get to that delivery and be able to complete the catch. 97 for 6 at the moment, Kenya. Needing 100 of 7 overs. How quickly things have turned.
That is what happens when you lose wickets. But Collins managed to set this uprightly. And you would have imagined that they would be in this position. Neil Mugabe and Collins setting things up at the top. Tashinga now, that's starting with a slower delivery.
I'll tell you what, Kenya have lost 4 wickets for only 1 run in a space of 2 overs. Shows you just how things shifted quickly. We are now into the 13th over. Big drive, misses it totally. Lucas Ndanderson.
For me, the pressure there by Clive Madande, standing up to the medium pacers, is real good work just to make sure. And trust me, he's quick. He's got quick hands. We saw him against Nigeria yesterday, and he's doing the class acts. We will remember him for those flashy. And this will go all the way. Few that comes around it. Maramani doing the hard yards, just ensuring that it's just a single.
Yeah, did fine work. Maramani running from just in front of square. Deep Baycourt squares his position. That would have been clipped off the pads there. But great work from these two bowlers. Msekio has been putting on pressure from the other end, while Mzondo has been picking up wickets on the other. Working in tandem. Showing that Zimbabwe, they don't give up in the fight. They have been put under the knife, but they have forged through. Big booming drive doesn't come from the middle of the bat. It'll just be one.
Some intensity by the Zimbabwean fielders. They continue to put the pressure up, converting twos to ones, and throwing everything in the zinc to ensure the pressure is up for Kenyans.
Kenya had a big partnership from their openers. Neil Mugabe and Collins Obuya put up a strong partnership of 45. Sukdip and Collins put up a partnership of around 26. Then Collins and Rakeb put up 25. Then after that, it's been nothing at all in terms of partnership. It's just how it tells you how key. That's up in the air. Does it have enough distance? No, it doesn't. Macheka completes the catch. And Tashinga Msekiwa strikes and picks up a wicket. Another one falls. It's now 100 for 6 for Kenya. Looking to try and go big on the leg side, but got a leading edge that didn't have enough the distance. Macheka completing the catch on one knee. It's 100 for 7 for Kenya. Technical advisor for Zimbabwe smiles. That's the legend Steve Mangongo. He all smiles with the way that the charges have gone about the business put under the pump earlier on by that huge partnership of Neil Mugabe and Collins Obuya. But however, they have shown that they have the grit and determination to find ways of making inroads into the Kenyan batting order.
Eli, I think one thing for sure that I've gone for Zim here is intensity and hunger. These players have shown that they have the ability and quality to be called into the big sides, Test cricket, of course, ODIs. Swing and misses that one. If you're given this kind of opportunity, you want to seize it and really play very, very positive cricket. And that's what all these players have put together today.
Definitely they have done that, showing that they have what it takes to be the next generation of Zimbabwe players for the senior side. Wallace Mbayo has done well. He's well into his 4th over. He's only considered 16 runs, but he picked up a wicket. That's a bit short. And there's protection there. Jonathan Campbell will clean up. But also you commend the captaincy of Clive Madande, who, when he saw that things were not going well while he was on the sidelines, decided to come back into the fight. Led from the front. He took a nasty blow on the arm. That's why he was on the sidelines at the start of the game. Some fans there of the game, they've been treated to some magnificent play. Some good cricket that should inspire generations of players for the future, for Ghana and many that are watching on their screens. Good work by Watson Bayua completes the 4th over. Now Fiza loaded 4. Just one of the over. He will finish with figures of 4 overs. 17 runs conceded and a wicket to his name. He's done well. After 15 overs, it's 101 for 7 for Kenya.
That was a very good 15th over. Just one from it. .96 from 30 deliveries.
.96 from 30. That's what's needed. At a run rate of just about 20 runs and over, if you're to be rounding the figure up. 19.2 to be specific. Currently scoring at 6.7 Kenya. Trevor Gwandu into the attack. Five bowlers that have been used by Clive Madande so far. And that one's cut away and done beautifully. It'll run away for 4. Emmanuel Bundi gets a boundary. It was given width by Gwandu. And gladly he obliged of that short pitch delivery and put it away for 4.
Big swing inside it this time. Would just be a single. Trevor Gwandu into his third over. The danger man that rattled the Nigerian batting lineup yesterday.
Didn't stop well. Trevor Gwandu went for plenty in his first game against Namibia, but did well against Nigeria. He has an opportunity here probably to pick up the last 3 wickets that are left from Kenya. Zimbabwe just trying to finish off things as a contest here. They have stuck to their plans and strategies, and it has paid off. That mammoth target of 197 is proved too big for Kenya, who seem just have to be relying on their opening partnership to try and lead proceedings.
Misses that one. Happy to just jog that one once a second. No is the call. The fielder makes no mistake from the boundary.
So that assessment will be what will be key for Uganda if they are to play Kenya for the bronze medal, to understand that Kenya, their opening partnership is what's the important piece of play when it comes to scoring runs. Once you get that out of the way, it becomes a little bit easier to pick up the other ones.
So wide delivery Umpire Enesi Amoto Dairo from Nigeria signals that one. Clearly, the East African derby is always something to watch. That's the delivery again, shot and leaving the batter on the leg side. You're right, Eli. But these players, they know themselves. But seeing how the game has panned out today, Uganda struggled a bit, and Kenya might be giving themselves that belief that, look, we might have lost to them earlier, but we might take something from them.
Booming drive to mid-on allows them to get one. And that'll be the end of the over. After 16 overs, it'll be 111. After 16, 111, 4-7. Jonathan Campbell's been given the ball by his skipper. And almost picking up a wicket on the first delivery. It was full. Emmanuel looking to hoik it over cover.
Nearly. But the man, Emmanuel, stood his grounds. A look of disappointment in the dugout of Kenya.
Strikes it hard down the ground. Straight to long off. Macheka will send that back in. Goes for a big one, doesn't have enough. Fielder under it and takes it. Jonathan Campbell picks up a wicket on his fourth delivery and he'll be in the business. Look at his smile. And picks up a wicket, given an opportunity to bowl, and he does well. Kenya lose their 8.
Zim. Happy days for Zim. It's 112 for 7, the 8 wicket taken. Making a light work of this one. That's the ball. It goes big, but didn't really get hold of it. Comes around it, covers enough yard and make this one look simple. Young guns taking every single catch on offer. It's Zimbabwe who are looking really good to continue the feat of the Lady Chevrons. It will be a big day come Saturday here.
Well, no better comes to the crease shall be Vishal Patel. Eight wickets down. Kenya. At one point they were going blow for blow with the required run rate. But now I tell you, it's not even worth mentioning. Pick up a quick single. Even if you look at the runs that are required in the remaining deliveries that are there, a mountain, I tell you. But a good over from Jonathan Campbell. been given an opportunity to bowl and picks up a wicket, and it cost him only 2 runs. He'll smile all the way to the bank.
Here with Zimbabwean chat.
A lot of people will be happy. Just to mention a few names, Dingani from Bulawayo will be happy.
A lot of good thing after that finals where the women's team walked away with the bronze. The welcome at the airport was quite interesting and motivating. I'm sure they would be motivated to want to do more, and straight away are presently hosting Papua New Guinea.
The lady chevrons preparing to go for the global qualifiers. Kudakwashe Macheka back in the attack. Went for plenty from under the attack of Collins Obuya and Neil Mugabe. But importantly, he's got a wicket in the wickets column. And he'll be happy that he got the big man, Collins Obuya, as well. He's been given the opportunity to finish off the remaining overs. If you can pick up a couple here, you would have done well. Run out chance. Big appeal. NSC Abib to make a decision. Tough call, I tell you. But he says better is in.
Always going to be very difficult to make those top calls.
It was a tough one. It was hit straight. Tony Munyonga picked it up on one go, aimed at the solitary stump, struck. It was a difficult position for NSC Abib. I feel for him because he's the standing umpire. Didn't have enough time just to move away.
More dots, yeah.
Shot ball up in the air. It'll fall well wide of the sweeper. Brian Bennett will clean up. Oh, Kudakwasha Macheka. He would have wanted to pick up maybe 2 more wickets or 1 more just to complement the hard work that he's done. He was bowling at a difficult time where Zimbabwe was under the pump. Swing and a miss. But however, it will be missed by Clive Madande and run away to the boundary. So it'll be 4 runs given plus the no ball. And it'll be a free hit. Yep, he'll hold his head in disbelief, hoping that he could have done better. That's Kudakwashe Macheka. Free hit coming up. Lucas Ndanderson will try to look and have a go at this one. In the slot, but doesn't get it away. Tony Munyonga will also just cut that one off.
Last delivery from this over.
Bold. On the last delivery, Kudakwashe Macheka will have better figures by picking up his second wicket. He'll finish off his third over with the 39 runs conceded, and they picked up 2 wickets.
What a way. That is how to bowl to tailenders. Such a beauty. Really putting in the hard yards.
Lucas and Anderson was looking to run that one down to third man, but missed it totally, and it crashed into his off stump. It'll bring the young man Anav Patel to the crease. 19 years of age. The last stand of defense for Kenya, with 121 runs on the board.
Real show of dominance with the bat and with the ball. Zimbabweans just enjoying this. Is Jonathan Campbell.
Jonathan picked up a wicket in the last ball of the over, or rather on the 4th delivery, and he'll try and give Anav Patel a bit of taste of his own medicine. The young spinner has been terrorizing batters in the tournament.
It's good to see both batters presently batting. The under-19 captain for Kenya and young Patel, both of them created havoc during the under-19s in Nigeria and Tanzania respectively.
Works it just leg side. He's going to run hard, look for 2, and he will. Well, his counterpart just says, "Let me have the strike. You can stay there, young man." Well, both of them are young.
A good awareness.
Beaten by the flight by Campbell there. There's Vishal Patel. Welcome to International T20, the senior side, my friend.
That's the one that comes back.
Didn't know what to do with that delivery. Oh, just works it away for a single. It's been a good display of consistency and pressure from Zimbabwe. That's paired down leg side by Anav. He'll push. Young man, and he'll come back easily for 2. That'll be the end of the over. 19th over done. It'll be 124 for 9.
71 required from 6 deliveries. We'll call this a dead rubber. And that is what it is. It is Zim who will be in the finals against Namibia.
So it'll be 2 teams that opened the tournament, and they shall close it as well. Will it be the same story? We are wait to see. But earlier on, we shall see an encounter of Uganda, a World Cup bound team, taking on Kenya.
Well, we must say, and all agree, those 4 teams, real dot. The 4 teams are the top 4, leaving out South Africa. in African cricket, and they deserve to be where they are. It could have been any of them going to the World Cup. Zimbabwe, who have been left out this time. Namibia and Uganda qualified from Namibia in December.
All right, Macheka to close out things here. I'll be hoping that he can just pick up one more wicket to add to his wickets tally.
Five deliveries to come. Just the way things have panned out. Big moment for Zim. Brilliant show with the bat and now with the ball. Showing class and dominance. Would they go unbeaten in this tournament? Can Namibia rally round and come back hard?
Checker stimming in hard, and he picks up one to close out things. They will finish off with figures of 39 for 3. Well done, young man. You've done well. And a great catch from Rodney Mufudzi at point.
The catch and practice there. Nice and easy. Those days your coaches will say line up and let me hit them to you. That is what we've seen. And that's the end of the show. 126 all out.
So Zimbabwe will win by 71 runs. Cleaning up Kenya. We're done well to try and match Zimbabwe blow for blow at the start of this. But it'll be handshakes all around and smiles from the Zimbabwean coaching staff right down to the players. They're in the final. They make it to the last two, guaranteed of some medal. Will it be gold or silver? We don't know, but definitely they'll be on the podium at the end of the day. Clive Madande will lead his charges off the field of play. They will hold their heads up high. They have not put a foot wrong from the start of the tournament right till now. Towards the end, they're still in there. Big smiles from the young lads. They've done well.
Deserved victory for the Chevrons. The Simbas will not be roaring from Kenya. Of course, Kenya boasting to have the big five, but the big two here, it is Zimbabwe and Namibia who play in the final on Saturday at 1 p.m. local time, 4 p.m. West African time, and even 3 p.m. Southern African time, I reckon.
Let's have a look at the betting card for Kenya. They tried to put up a fight, but they were not able to. Had only one standing partnership of 45 between Neil Mugabe and Collins Obuya. Neil Mugabe scored 20, Collins Obuya 52 of 29. Very brave effort from the seasoned player. Sukhdeep Singh 12, Rakesh Patel, the captain, only managed 8 of 14. Nelson Odiambo and Shem Gocha left without any contribution. Lucas Ndanderson 13 of 21. And then Emmanuel Ringes 6. Zimbabwe's bowling effort, they did quite well. Owen Mzondo picked up 4 for 18 in 4 overs. Magnificent bowling figures, I tell you. Kudakwashe Macheka brought back, did well, although he had gone for plenty. He'll finish with figures of 3.2 overs. 39 runs conceded and 3 wickets in the column. Wallace Mbayiwa Tashinga picks up solitary wickets. That's the match summary. Zimbabwe winning the toss, choosing to bat first. Put up 196 for 5. And Kenya, in that effort to try and pursue it, fell short by 70 runs, being bowled out for 126 in 19.2 overs. You'll stand by for the highlights while we wait for the post-match presentation.
post-match presentation for our second semi-final here at the Achimota A ground. A clash between Zimbabwe and Kenya. Zimbabwe winning this one by 70 runs. Well done to Team Zimbabwe. They progress to the final where they'll be facing off against Namibia and hacked out to the Kenyans. We'll be speaking to Rakep Patel first. Hard luck, Rakep. Tall order for you and the boys, chasing down 170, but you're very brave in the chase. Talk to us about your thoughts about the game.
I just thought there are 40-50 runs extra on the pitch. I think if we could have restricted them to 150, 160, we were in the game. But hats off to them. They came and took the game away from us in the last 2 overs where they scored 47 runs. So I thought there is where we lost, but with the bat we tried. We were in the game till the 10th over, then we just gave our wickets.
All right, it's not all over for you. You still have an opportunity to pick up a medal, and you'll be facing off your fierce rivals, Uganda, in the bronze medal match. As you reflect on this performance today, what is the plan on Saturday morning?
I think with lots of positives, the way Colin Sobuya is batting and some of the bowlers are bowling, there are a lot of positives. So we just want to take game by game, and we see how we can do on a Saturday with the Ugandan team.
All right, hard luck today, but good luck on Saturday morning. We'll now speak to the winning captain, Clive. Clive, first of all, we didn't see you coming out in the second innings to field. Are you well?
Yeah, 100%. I'm getting better now.
But to talk about the performance of your team, you won the toss, decided to bat first. You were very brave with the bat, put on a very solid performance. What are your thoughts about the game?
I think it was a good start. Basically what we wanted to get 150 plus, and the boys did it well, and then our finish came into play and they did their role.
Again, in the chase, Kenya came after you, but you were able to drag back the game in your favor. What improvements do you want to see from your boys come Saturday afternoon?
I mean, we've always been struggling to start well, but I mean, they batted quite nicely in the power play, so I thought we just have to take the pressure down and cool down a bit if they are on top of us. So I thought we did handle it quite well, so yeah.
Any inspiration for you as a group from what the girls did? They were able to win a gold medal. Do you want to match that feat?
I mean, we just keep the consistency, play the same hard cricket we've been playing throughout the tournament. I think we have to rectify on whatever we did today and make sure we improve on the next one. All
right, good luck to you guys in the final on Saturday.
Thank you.
The player of the match, a lot of good performances. Notable, Jonathan Campbell got 42. Clive Madande, the captain, got 41. But the player of the match is a man who has a strike rate of 400, clobbered 5 6s and 2 4s, Tashinga Musepiwa. And to present the award, I will invite the Deputy Commissioner for Sports from Kenya, Jackson Ndango. Tashinga, well batted. First of all, you came out. Talk to us about your mindset when you came out to bat today.
I think it's always good as a finisher to come and bat when your boys have put out a good performance like what they did. So I think it's always good to have a platform for every finisher to come and finish it off.
You've been doing well with the ball, but today you came and put in a batting show for your team. Is that something that you want to repeat in the final on Saturday?
Obviously, we just take it game by game. I obviously want to thank my teammates. I hope everything goes well on Saturday.
All right. Thank you for entertaining us. You can go and enjoy the award with the rest of the team, and good luck in the final. And that's the end of our post-match presentation. We'll be back here on Saturday when we have the bronze medal match between Uganda and Kenya, and the gold medal contest will be a South African affair between Namibia and Zimbabwe.